Hello friends! Welcome back to our channel. This is your favorite cosplay tita, Yuta Chibana, aka Jaroukasama. Hello, hello, hello! So if you're new to this channel, I am a cosplayer based in Japan. I've been cosplaying since 2009. And just last April, I celebrated my 15th year of cosplay. So happy 15th anniversary to me! For today's video, I don't really have a plan. I just wanted to put on some makeup and make myself look nice. I am also kind of feeling a bit chatty and nostalgic. So for today's video, let's just hang out and chill and talk about some cosplay stuff. So even I couldn't believe that I've been cosplaying for 15 years now. And if you think about it, that's like almost half of my life. 15 years feels like such a long time. But to be honest, I know some people, I have friends who have been senpaiing more than I have, who have been doing this cosplay hobby for much longer than I do, and they're still pretty active. And I find it amazing that they can still do it and I'm still doing it. I like celebrating my cosplay anniversary because until now, I cannot believe that I've been cosplaying for this long. The older you get, the harder it is to have hobbies. Because I, for one, have a lot of responsibilities. Like, I'm raising a human child. I am taking care of 2 feline masters. I have a house that I need to maintain, keep up, clean. And you know, if you're an adult, there's so much that goes into keeping a house, cooking, cleaning, buying things, making sure everything is in order. And at the same time, I have a family, not just my own family, but you know, there's so many things that you have to keep track of when you're an adult. And you also have to think of your health, the health of your family, and you know, you're an adult, you have responsibilities, you have work, you need to maintain careers and make sure that there's enough money for everyone right now and in the future. But there's a lot of things that goes into being an adult. So I am just happy that even after 15 years, I'm still able to cosplay, and I do feel like being able to do the things that you want and to have freedom is a big privilege, and I'm so thankful for that. But also, when you're my age, even if you have some downtime, some free time, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when I just sometimes want to take a nap or curl up and binge watch some movies and some shows while eating snacks and then eventually fall asleep. That's my idea of a good time now. And I do admit that although I still love cosplay, nakakapagod. It's so tiring to put on makeup, to fix yourself up, going to events and coming home, organizing things. I'm not complaining, but this is the reality. You have to clean up the house before you leave, and then when you come back, you have to wash your costumes, store them properly. There's so many things that goes into cosplay. It's not just the cosplay at that time. You have to think of the before and the after. Every time I think like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore. And then one of my friends invites me to come hang out and cosplay together. And then we have shoots, and then I see the photos, and the feels are reignited. And I think like, if I didn't cosplay, I wouldn't have met this person. I wouldn't be having fun with this person right now. And I'm just so thankful. Ang labo naman ng vlog nito. So, today's video is just gonna be talking and reminiscing or just rambling on. So, I hope you don't mind that. I hope that you're here for this kind of content. It's just an overall better experience the more you do it, because now, after 15 years, I do believe that I have gained a lot of knowledge and experience that makes me be able to do better when it comes to cosplay making, when it comes to making costumes and making my cosplays better. But on the downside, since I've been doing this for so long and now I am in my mid-30s, I admit that I have gotten a little bit more insecure about my face and my cosplays. For me, cosplay can be as simple as just costume and role playing. That's why it's cosplay. But what makes a good cosplay great is the passion that connects the costume and the role playing part. This is just my personal opinion, but cosplay is so much more different than what it used to be. Back then, it was much more simpler. But I've been seeing newer generation cosplayers or people in general, because now it's a lot more mainstream. There's a lot of people who know about cosplay. Back then, it was something that you don't really mention. It's not something that was cool or trendy. So, even if you were a proud cosplayer, it's not something like you mention easily, like, hi, I'm a cosplayer. But now it's really something that a lot of people want to try, and I'm happy about that. I'm not about gatekeeping, but with a lot of the people coming into and being able to access and look at cosplays, there are people who think that cosplay is a beauty contest, is a game of faces. And I don't necessarily agree with them. Sure, if you're pretty, it makes it easier to take photos. And when you're beautiful or when the camera loves you, madali bumagay. How do you say that in English? It's easier to say that the cosplay looks nice on you. But I really believe that at its core, cosplay should be about costume, the quality, the effort, the love that you put into the character to make something 2D manifest into real life. Now I think cosplay doesn't have to be perfect. As long as the costume and the character is recognizable enough, that's okay. At the very least, I would like to give an advice to people that if you don't like something, don't look at it. You can simply scroll past. You don't need to comment or post or anything. And that's the beauty of having privilege. You don't have to always include yourself into something. Like, diba, we all have freedom of speech, but with that freedom of speech also comes the privilege of not having to talk or share your opinion. For me, I enjoy making the costume. Like, putting together things to make the costume. I do admit that it is easier and more convenient nowadays to just buy your costume. But to be honest, I always find something that still needs to be modified or improved. Even if the costume is 1/3 delusion na, there's still something that needs to be kirakirad or whatever. I just like putting my personal style or my own stamp on cosplays. I enjoy researching, rewatching the series to know more about the character. I enjoy hanging out with friends, doing shoots and recreating scenes from the series, from the things that I love. I enjoy feeling the feels. That's what makes me happy. On the rare occasions, I also enjoy joining competitions and winning. But not everyone has the same preferences, and we should be accepting of that. Going back to what I said about perfectionism and cosplay, some people feel like dapat perfecto yung mukha mo, dapat perfecto yung wig mo, everything should be perfect, you should look like the carbon copy, the exact same copy of what you're copying. But I don't necessarily believe that. And there are many ways to enjoy the same things. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a good analogy, but like in sports, there are people who are so lucky and blessed enough to be able to do it as professionals and to earn from it. There are people who just enjoy watching sports on TV, not necessarily being into it too much. There are also people who like to write about it, take photos of sports. There are also people who make stuff in relation to sports. So cosplay is like that. There are people who are so lucky that they can earn money from cosplay. There are people who want to just dress up. There are people who enjoy taking photos. There are people who enjoy making costumes, competing and winning. There are people who just want to, be happy, hang out, and have a great time at conventions. And there are also some people nowadays that think that, the newer cosplayers, the new gens, they're so cringy. Guys, maybe because you're old that you're saying this, but to be young is to be cringy. To be noob is to be cringy. Conventions back in the day were full of weebs, of otakus, and even if you don't remember, I feel like at one point in your life, you were also cringy. So as long as they're not damaging property, they're not causing harm to anyone, to the place, or they're not being destructive, let kids be kids. Let them cringe. Let them be cringy. Cosplay has evolved. So cosplay has changed throughout the years, and one of the things that I like about cosplaying being what it is nowadays is that it's so accessible now. It's so easy to find cosplay stuff online, and if you have money, you can easily buy or pay someone to help you with your cosplays. Like now you can focus on having fun and not crying over your unfinished costume and your unstyled wig or whatever. Now whatever you need, you can just rent it, you can buy it, or you can hire someone to help you with whatever you need with. I find that really nice. I'm not sure about conventions in other places, but in the Philippines at least, a lot of the conventions are filled with Genshin Impact cosplayers, Chainsaw Man cosplayers, One Piece cosplayers, Honkai Star Rail cosplayers. There's a lot of cosplayers doing the same series. And I think that's partly because of how accessible cosplay is nowadays. These are the costumes that are easily available. And I don't get when older gen or people from the older times like me complain about these things. Sure, nakakasawa na puro ganun na lang yung mga nakikita mo or puro na lang ganun, same character, same series in the convention. But you can't really blame the kids because yun lang yung meron yun lang yung available online. That's what they have access to. You just let them wear the costumes that they want. You let them cosplay the overly cosplayed characters. And eventually, when they feel like, oh, ang saya pala ng cosplay, this is so fun, they will find series or characters na not as mainstream, and they will find out for themselves na, ay, wala palang costume ng ganitong character online, and then they would be eventually forced to find other ways to be able to cosplay these characters. So just give them time, let them do whatever cosplays they want. Na I know, nakakasawa. Kahit ako, I got disappointed when I went to certain cons and pare-pareho yung nakita kong cosplays and characters. But just let them be. Eventually, people will learn na, I want to cosplay this pero wala akong mapagbilhan. I don't know where to get this. And then, di ba, they would have no choice but to just make it themselves, and they would be forced to learn a new skill or something new. Basta ang point ko lang is, don't hate too much. You're too old to be hating on kids. And I also get your point na back in the day, it was more fun because there was a lot more variety of characters and cosplayers in conventions. The accessibility of cosplays nowadays is in part because of us too. Like, di ba kayo umiyak ever? Were you never frustrated to the point of crying about how your costumes were na, di ba kayo nakaranas nung ganong frustration na, yung costume ko? Like, I think it's because of us that markets realized na, uy, may pera in cosplay. Na, di ba, dati nakakaiyak cosplay stuff, wigs were so expensive, contact lens were not as colorful, and dati puro plano lang yung lenses. Now we can get graded colored lenses. There's so many improvements in the cosplay stuff that we have now, and I think it's because of us, because diba, we demanded it, we wanted it, and now the market has responded. So, diba, we did that. And I also believe na, in part, some older cosplayers, they thought na, there was a need, so they made the product, and ayun, now the ball is rolling. Cosplay is no longer as underground as it used to be. What the current community is like now is also because of what we accomplished back then. So, huwag naman tayo masyadong harsh on the younger gens. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Hi. Here's Seba-chan. Papansin talaga. I also don't like how many people think that they can judge cosplays. Isn't it ironic how the people who tend to judge cosplays are also the people who don't actually cosplay? Di ba ang weird? Like, you don't know anything about it. You judge cosplays based on what you see from a little aspect. I really don't like that. That's one of the downsides of cosplay going mainstream. Yung mga taong pangit, sorry for the word, but the people who have so much to say are often the people who look like they don't even take showers on a regular basis. Isn't that weird? A few years back, I remember Alodia cosplaying as a character from an online game. I think it was Layla. Alodia na yun Alodia Gosheng Fiao. The original Black Mage. The original queen of Philippine cosplay. Like, si Alodia na yun highest level. And there were still some people who would say na, hindi maganda yung cosplay niya, hindi perfecto. Like, what the that was so weird to me. And yung mga nagko-comment were, ano mo yung mga cosplay, may mga, ano mo yung mga photos na yan, yung mga profile na yan. People who do not use their own photos as their profile pictures do not get their opinions validated. Don't get me wrong, I am only human. I also enjoy the tea, the occasional drama, but I don't let it consume me. It's not something that I think of for the rest of my day. I don't really engage in drama myself because honestly, I don't have time. I admit that again, I am a human. I enjoy the drama. Outside of my friends, we laugh about it, we talk about it. After that, hindi siya yung something na we actively pursue. It's fun though, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is there are people who make drama a part of their daily lives, and instead of focusing on improving themselves and improving their craft, must focus sila on talking shit about other people, and they don't even see na they're focusing on the wrong things. Let's just leave it at that. Cosplay is fun. Cosplay was always meant to be something to be enjoyed. Ewan ko ba? People sometimes take things too seriously, and I don't like that. To be honest, when I see something I don't like, I just don't recognize it. I don't pay too much attention to it. I scroll past. Minsan, I do admit na medyo bad din ako. I talk about it with my friends. I look at my house and see that there are dishes that need to be washed. Kailangan ko na naman maglawa or magplancha, and my cat's litter box need to be cleaned. So, alam mo yun, ang daming things that need to be done. You don't need to be focusing so much drama. Nakakatanda kaya yung mga ganyang bagay? Pag masyado kang usisera, masyado kang focus on what people are doing with their lives, it makes you look old. Nakaka-stress siya. Problems and drama, they're only fun kapag nakikinood ka lang, nakikisaw-saw ka lang. But if you're trying to insert yourself in the drama, those weigh you down, negatives, and yung mga ganyang istorya. That's the reason a lot of people look older than they really are. Because, di ba, ang dami na nga stress sa sarili mong buhay, nakikisaw-saw ka pa sa stress ng ibang tao. You're adding baggage to your own self. So, di ba, just let it go. Cosplay, di ba, a lot of people are saying cosplay is fun. And they make it fun. If you don't like something, don't focus in it. Sometimes, I also think that maybe this is the year that I finally stop cosplaying. Because adulting is hard. Ang daming gasto. Sometimes when you feel like, oh, may extra pera ako, I've saved some amount of money, maybe I can spoil myself and go to a convention, see my friends, buy a new cosplay. And then something comes up, need to pay for something that's broken, you need to buy something new, you need someone gets sick in your family. There's a lot of unforeseen circumstances that happen the more you get older. So sometimes I really do feel like, baka ito na to, magawa ko lang tong cosplay na to, tapos na ako. But, I don't know, I always find myself thinking about, oh, anong kailangan kong bilhin to be able to make this costume. Parang ang ganda niyan na, parang ang cool niya na, gusto ko yan gawin, oy, gusto ko pumunta dito sa lugar na to and shoot this character kasi bagay siya doon. Or, I still find myself thinking about a lot of cosplay related stuff. So I guess cosplay talaga yung passion ko. Also, at the same time, 'di ba, cosplay is not my only hobby. Naisip ko rin na if I do stop cosplaying, then I'd have more funds to be able to travel, see more of the world. I want to go to Cebu. I want to go to Singapore. I want to go to Malaysia. I want to go to the USA. I want to go to Disneyland in Florida, experience cons there. I want to see DragCon. I want to do a lot of things. I want to go home to the Philippines more often. If I don't cosplay or buy cosplay related stuff, I want to be able to travel. Paikot-ikot ako. But what I'm trying to say is, if I didn't cosplay, maybe I would have more time and money to travel. Pero it all comes back to, bakit ko ba gustong pumunta ng Cebu? Kasi nandun si Miles, nandun si Ali, nandun si Kimi-chan, nandun si Moy, nandun yung friends ko, and di ba, kaya ako pupunta ng Cebu because I have cosplay friends there. Bakit din ako pupunta ng Singapore? Because my friend Sky, Shinji, Saku, Jesuke, Sabi-chan, they're all friends that I met through cosplay. So I want to go there because I have cosplay friends that I want to cosplay with over there. And then I also think like, siguro pag di na ako mag-cosplay ng 1 year, maybe I'd have enough funds to finally get my nose fixed because I want to have a better looking nose. But why do I want a better looking nose? It's because I don't want to I want to cut my makeup time even a little bit by not having to contour my nose. And again, the reason that I contour my nose is because I want to look better for cosplay. So in the end, di ba, bumabalik ako sa, I want to do this because of cosplay pa rin. So, ang weird. In connection to what I said about cosplay nowadays being about perfection and being a face contest, on most days, I feel like I'm beautiful. I am not saying this to fish for compliments, but I genuinely believe that I'm not ugly. I like myself, I like how I look like in general. But you know, when you're a cosplayer and you're constantly compared with other cosplayers, it's hard not to feel little or insecure about yourself. We're copying characters that are almost perfect. Like, wala namang yatang mangaka or artist that would purposely make something ugly, right? So, and the reason why we cosplay these characters is because they appeal to us, di ba? They have something that, makes us want to copy them. So, again, I like my face. I like who I am. I have accepted that this is my body. This is what God has given me. But for cosplay, sometimes I feel sad na, my face is too round. My eyes are too small. My nose is too big. My body is not the same as the character. I wish I had more this and this. Sometimes I wish I was taller. Sometimes I wish I was more petite. But at the end of the day, I want people to remember that we are human. And if there's something that we don't like about ourselves, we could either accept it or change it. So, diba? Or do something about it. I am not as thin or fit as I look like. I use a lot of body shapers and padding and stuff to make myself look a little more like the characters I'm trying to cosplay. And at this age, I feel like I have more eye bags and my face has more signs of life on it. Like, alam mo yun, hindi na ako as young as I used to be. And I am not as fit as I was before. So, I do have a lot more insecurities than before. And sometimes I feel like maybe it's time to call it quits now with cosplay. Maybe it's time that I focus on making costumes for my kid or for my cats kasi mas cute sila and they can easily pull it off. But kung ano man yung lacking ko sa mukha, I try to make up for it by learning more makeup techniques to help enhance what I already have. And I'm proud to say na mahirap man ako ng picture, my angles may be hard to capture, but I'm always proud that my costumes will always be on point. Like, I know that I did my very best to capture the essence of the character and to make the cosplay as accurate or as good as it would be interpreted into real life. Yun nga, sometimes I do feel sad na, I want to cosplay this character, pero ang pangit ko, ang tanda ko na tingnan. And minsan nakaka-discourage siya. You know, there's filters nowadays. And I want people to know na with this modernity and in this time and age in our life, it should not be something to be embarrassed about. It should be accepted na we are in the age of technology. Kaya nga may filters, kaya nga na-invento yan, is because it's necessarily, and you don't have to look down on people who edit their photos or post-process their faces. Hindi rin dapat mainggit. I see some younger people commenting na, nakakainggit yung mga Chinese cosplayers, they look perfect. My child. They look perfect because probably they edited their photos. And there's nothing wrong if you also want to edit yours or use filters for your own photos. Diba? You're not hurting anybody. I don't think you should also shame others for doing that. Because diba, we are human. We don't look like anime characters, game characters. There are a few people who are very blessed and lucky na ganun yung itsura nila. But they don't really, diba, hindi nila kasalanan kung maganda sila. And even if maganda ka, if you don't do anything, if you don't do makeup, if you don't style your wig, hindi ka pa rin magiging as close to the character that you're cosplaying. What I'm saying is, hindi ka dapat mainggit. And even if maganda ka, you still have to put in effort to look like the character. You know? Sure, it's easier to take photos, pero it's not always like, oh, gumising lang ako, maglagay lang ako ng wig, okay na. No, it doesn't work like that. So, ano yan? Huwag mainggit, and there's nothing wrong if you edit your photos. I think it's also nice that nowadays, cosplay has enabled a lot of artists to be able to art. You know what I mean? Like, si Jello, I'm so proud of him because he is able to make a living out of doing cosplay props. And there are other people, like si Gibbs din. Gibbs is one of those amazing people that still does a lot of cosplay things by hand. Even with the simplest of tools. Nakaka-amaze. You don't need to dish out a lot. But ano ba yan? Ang gulo ko ba kausap? What I'm trying to say is, I'm proud of all the improvements and advancements that cosplay has achieved over the years. I'm so happy na, I'm not sure about other countries again, but in the Philippines, I'm so happy that photographers can now charge and be able to earn money from taking photos of cosplayers. Camera equipment, lens is not cheap. So I'm glad that they're able to get their accolades. Say, but don't bite my feet. I'm glad that photographers can also now get more recognition from their work and get money, actual money, be paid for their contribution to cosplayers. Because diba, kahit anong ganda ng cosplays mo, if there's no one to take photos or to document it, sayang. It's not sayang, but you know, photos mean so much to cosplayers. So we should also support our photographer friends. And I'm also happy na wig stylists are getting recognition as well. There are also some people who offer cosplay makeup service. There are people who are able to make a living taking costume commissions. Diba? Cosplay has bloomed into a thriving industry. We can make money from our passion. Sure, it's not easy. But I'm so happy na we can have fun and get money because no one will ever say no to money. And, what else should I talk about? Though I do admit that lately I've been thinking of joining competitions again because I really enjoyed joining competitions. But at the same time, I think I'm a sore loser. I feel like if I'm going to join a competition, I want to win. I know there is a 50-50% of losing and 50-50% of winning, but di ba, it's always fun to win. But at the same time, I also know that the reason that I want to compete is because I am so proud of my own improvements. Now I am so happy and proud to say that I can make costumes of my own, like from the styling of wig to the modifying of shoes to, I can make cosplays by myself now. And I want to showcase all my skills and my love for the character. And I think the best way to do that is to be on stage, show my work, and perform a skit, and just be the character for 2 to 3 minutes on stage. So one of my goals nowadays is hopefully be able to join a competition. Hopefully I win. But right now, I just really want to keep improving my sewing skills and be able to show off my love for the characters that I choose to cosplay. I hope someday I'd be able to make this wish a reality. I really want to give back to the community that has nurtured me for so long. I've gained so many friends. I've learned to do makeup because of cosplay. I've traveled a lot because of cosplay. I have met amazing people through cosplay. I'm really so thankful for this hobby. And I just want to be able to give back, to be able to inspire others. And someday, I wish to be able to stand on stage, be a proud representative of this cosplay community, and just make other cosplayers, newer generation cosplayers, inspired and proud of what they could also possibly become. Another thing that I constantly see online is younger people complaining about other younger people na, oh, they're copying my cosplay, or, ew, yuck, they're a costume repeater. Guys, are you rich? How much money do you have? Good for you if you have a big spending allowance, but not all people have been fortunate to have as much spending money as you. Like, what's so wrong about repeating costumes? It's like, are you saying that you don't repeat your clothes? Yaman mo te. There's nothing wrong with repeating cosplays. Like, it's only wrong if you don't wash your costumes. Do they smell bad? Mabaho ba sila? Did they steal the costume? If not, then wala kang pakialam, te. Hindi ako galit. I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with cosplaying costumes repeatedly. For one thing, especially for us younger people, if you repeat a cosplay, it makes it easier to be more recognized and to remember you. Like, nakita ko na yung costume na yan sa Facebook mo. I know it's you. Because, di ba, when you're not as close to someone and you always see them in a different cosplay, it's hard to know who they are, right? Plus, repeating cosplays, I think gives us an opportunity to grow and learn more, because I'm pretty sure that if you keep repeating your cosplays, there is always something that will be improved every time you wear it. So there's nothing wrong. Tsaka diba, you spend so much on this cosplay and then you're only gonna wear it once. Parang kang nagsayang ng pera. Get the maximum return on your investments. Tama ba yung term ko? I paid for it. I spent good money for it. Nag-ipon ako ng matagal. You bet your sweet patootie that I will maximize the use of that cosplay. Raise your hands if you agree with me. Taas kamay! Plus, I feel like if people repeat their cosplays, it just means that they really like that character. And it's never wrong to like something so passionately. Di ba? Masama kung sobrang love mo yung character na yun that you really enjoy wearing that costume, di ba? Don't put people down for their choices unless, di ba, again, no need to be stopping, embarrassing, degrading, or pushing your opinions onto other people unless they are harming others. Okay? But maybe this kind of knowledge comes from age, and admittedly, I was also once a young and foolish baby cosplayer. Like, I remember when I started, I did also have a lot of strong opinions about cosplay. And there were times na, alam mo yun, nakikipag-away ako online. I would be, how do you say this in English? Yung pinapatulan ko, yung nakikipag-comment din ako na cosplay should be this, cosplay should be that. But now I'm like, oh, nice cosplay. I will check the whole folder, leave as many likes, and comment if I really enjoy the cosplay that I see. If I don't like it, scroll. If it's a nice cosplay, I admire it. I take it as inspiration. If it's not, then next. If the person is asking for advice, for help, then sometimes I comment. Sometimes I make videos like this. But at the end of the day, I'm more focused about my cosplays, what makes me happy, the things that I enjoy, and I feel like that has contributed to how and why I've been able to cosplay for as long as I have. And hopefully, this is not my final year. I still enjoy cosplay. So hopefully, meron pang 16th year cosplay. And I guess I've talked enough for today's video. So, eto na naman, isa na namang mahabang outro. But, thank you so much for watching. I am so thankful that there are people who enjoy and support my cosplays and watch my videos and vlogs. Cosplay has really been wonderful to me. I'm sure not as many people have shared the same experiences that I do. And I'm really thankful for all the privilege and love and all the memories that cosplay has given me. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today and always supporting my cosplays. Maisingit ko lang, if you want to support me and help me to be able to make more amazing cosplays and stuff, I have a gank account. Please donate. I accept any monetary donation. I would gladly accept any donation. Please head over to my gank and give me some money. But just liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing is enough of an appreciation, is enough love for me. So as always, thank you so much. And